Good afternoon, Facebook. It is Sunday, March the 6th, 2022, and just came from worship service here at Central Church of Christ in City, Florida. If you're ever in Polk County or visiting Disney World, come see us. Our minister, Rusty Hilliard, led a great sermon today, or gave us a great sermon today. I got to lead singing, which was a real joy. It is always I'm always humbled to be asked, and it is always such a joy for me to lead singing. I love it. But Rusty talked to me today about the hymn, "It Is Well With My Soul," and about, is it well with your soul? Are you right with God? And what do you need to do to fix that? Now, this morning, he taught the class. We're going through 1st and 2nd Samuel. So we're in 2nd Samuel, and it was a story of David and Bathsheba. I'm thinking everybody listening to me will know David and Bathsheba, even roughly what the outline of the story is. But I thought of some things that aren't in print in the Bible. So this is just my imagination now, but hear me out. There were a lot of people involved in this sin with David and Bathsheba. First instance of this is he asked for a servant. David is up there watching her bathe. And the servant says, isn't that Bathsheba, Uriah the Hittite's wife? The son of, I can't think of his name, Elahal or something. Anyway, so the guy is like, David, I know you're king, but you know who that is. You know who she is. Are you really sure you should be doing this? And they had to send messengers. So those messengers knew what was going down. And then she had to come and present herself before the king. And all this is going on, and I cannot imagine the impact this is going to have on so many people who are in the direct line of this sin. Okay, you have Jonadab, I think his name is, leader of the army, who has to send word to, or who David sends a message to, and the message is, when Uriah is close to the battle lines, retreat, so he can die. I can't imagine what that felt like to the commanding officer to send one of his best men in a suicide mission. Well, not even a suicide mission, because he betrays him. And it's like, anyway, so he comes back to Jerusalem and says, Uriah's dead. And then he ends up marrying Bathsheba. Now that at some point, there must have been talk among the women of the palace there. Did you see David's new wife? That's Uriah's wife. And she's pregnant. And her husband just got killed. And morning time, and boom, he marries her. I'm checking it's a little off. I can't imagine what all this was working on his reputation. Servant goes home to his wife, and she says, I heard something about David, that he brought a woman up to his palace who was not his wife. That was Uriah's wife. Oh, honey, I'm not supposed to talk about business at all. So the people all around him were losing confidence in him at the same time, all because of this one deed. You then have the situation where Nathan the prophet confronts David, retells him a story about the lamb and the rich man. A poor man had a lamb. He treated the lamb like his own daughter, ate from his table and drank from his cup, and they loved that little lamb. Then there was a rich man, and the rich man had plenty of sheep, plenty of money. And one night a visitor comes to see the rich man. The rich man, instead of just, hey, let's have a feast, instead of, getting one of his own flock, he goes to the other guy's house, takes the lamb and slaughters it and feeds it to the other family. And David is all upset about this. And he says, that man shall return what he took from the poor man fourfold, and then he shall die. And then Nathan says, you're the man. That was you. This is what the Lord says. I gave you victory over your enemies. I gave you all kinds of riches. And I gave you the respect of the people. And if this wasn't enough, all you had to do is ask me, and I would have given you even more. But, now you have done this thing. You had Uriah the Hittite murdered. It doesn't say, but in my mind, I can vision Bathsheba being in the room and sitting on the crown, sitting on the throne, and going, "What? What? What? You murdered my husband!" And I just can't imagine the pain that she felt over that. So and then all the things that led to having the baby born, and 7 days later it dies. And then different wives, and then he gets in that thing with Absalom and Tamar, who was raped by one of David's own sons. So much sorrow, so much misery came from that one incident. But I say all this to remember the choices you make, even the bad choices, especially the bad choices, can have terrible effects on others' perception of God. Now then, of course, we're all human. It is up to us to maintain our, each devotion to God. In a sense way, though, we rely on each other. And have someone in authority do that. Of course, anyone not in authority should do that. But to have someone, especially in authority, it breaks the moral character. It damages the reputation and the goodness of the entire people. Think about the Lewinsky scandal back in the 90s. And after that, how much cruder society became. How there's more language. There's more awfulness on TV after that. So just keep that in mind. And what you do, the good things can spread to other people and can bolster them. But the bad things can lead to their downfall. Thank you for your time.